Okay, in this video I'm going to cover how to assemble interior light bars and traffic advisors for universal headliner applications, the Welly Charger rear deck, and the Motormax rear deck. So start off with the headliner, universal version here. Circuit board, got your 8-space housing and your rectangular LEDs. What you're trying to do is get this board ready to mount upside down on the headliner. So you're going to be working on it like this. And if you want the red on the driver's side, it's going to go on the passenger side, so when you flip it over, it will be, of course, on the driver's side. So it will go in here. You got, as noted on the board here, there's positive and negative. All of them are the same. Positive leg is the longer leg. So go ahead and put all of the LEDs in the spaces here. And then take a flat tip screwdriver and push them in as far as you can. And be sure to push it right there at the base of the legs. It's the strongest point. And you should have a noticeable amount sticking out. That way you know they're all even and you're ready to clip the legs. You can clip them short enough to where you can put the board right directly underneath them. So there's markings on the LED legs right there. Just clip them about halfway on each marking, and then that way you can push the board up in there as far as possible. And once they're clipped, go ahead and put the board in at an angle like this. Slide it in there, even it out, and it should stay on its own, and you're ready to solder the legs to the board. Okay, now once you have all of the LED legs soldered onto the circuit board, you can now solder on the power and the tap control button wires. So for the power wires, they're labeled here on the board, negative and positive, very easy to follow. Underneath it is S1, that is for your tap control button, and that's a momentary tap switch. It is not a main power switch. You will need a slide switch if you want to cut off power from the battery to the circuit board. So once you got all that done, grab a 9-volt, temporarily make a connection just to see if all the LEDs work. Looks like we're in business. So now you can wrap it with vinyl tape or leave it as it is, but either way you are now ready to mount it in the headliner. And since we put the circuit board upside down, it makes mounting a lot easier. And the other ways of building this is shown here. This one is for the Welly Charger rear deck, and this one is for the Motormax rear deck. You can see on this version the circuit board is placed underneath it, and the only thing I did different than that was I put all of the LEDs in the bar to start with, and then I bent them all at a 90 equally on just a table edge is fine, and then clip the legs after you put them in the holes. So you go ahead and clip them evenly, drop them in the holes, solder them on there, and clip the bottom, and then you have the Motormax rear deck version. Maybe go right there, and you can wrap it with some vinyl electrical tape to prevent the LEDs shining from the back and also protect the circuit board as well. And then the other version for the Welly Charger rear deck, go ahead and put the LEDs in the bar and leave them straight. Go ahead and clip them all equally, and then solder to make it easy, one on each end. It'll hold it, and then you can solder these all individually. And then find a table edge and hold it here and kind of bend it like that and get the angle correct. Have the interior ready. You can drop it in there. This does require removal of the seat belt. You can drop it in there. It should look something like that. And when it comes time to test it, go ahead and hook up your tap control button and put heat shrink around each one of these wires here. As soon as you hook up the 9-volt battery, it will come on. You can turn it off by holding it down until 2 LEDs flash. But like I said earlier, this is only a momentary switch. If you have the 9-volt battery connected and it's turned off with this only, it will still draw power from the battery. Okay, so single tap, that'll change your pattern. This is a 25 pattern board. It will cover traffic advisors and light bars, red and blue, red, white, and blue. It's going to start off with the 11 known patterns for traffic advisors and then go into the 15 that you saw on the interior light bars. If you want to let it cycle through them, you hold it down until 3 LEDs flash, and it will go through each pattern 3 times. A double tap will change the speed. And there's 9 of those to choose from. Still cycling through. And if you find a pattern you want to leave it on, hold it down until 3 flash again, and that puts it back on continuous mode. And if you want it to be dim, hold it down until 4 flash, puts it on dim mode. And to reverse, you do the same, 2, 3, and 4. And the last option is disabling the 15-minute shutdown. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Same thing to enable it. And there we have it, 25 patterns. 3 ways of building interior light bars, traffic advisors, headliner mount, Motormax rear deck, and Welly Charger rear deck.